Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Happy Saturday to you and your family. Hope you're having an amazing weekend. Thank you for taking the time to watch what I have to offer here. I hope that you can learn as much as you can. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do love teaching people to trade, so I hope you can learn something here today. And I'm very passionate about teaching people to trade. So I've got a trading academy, community, and signal group. Check that out. Link in the description below if you'd like to kind of become a member. There's definitely paid and free options there, of course, whatever suits your needs. But generally speaking, I've had a lot of people coming recently to try to attend my academy, and it's a really awesome experience to be able to just get that rewarding feedback. So thank you so much for letting me know it's working well for you. Taking a look here though at Mana. Here's what's going on, big picture. Pretty straightforward. It's doing quite well in the last few days. Now, it's not doing as phenomenal as other gaming coins, but today it is. In other words, what we've got, Sandbox was another one. I think GMT, Engine, there's a handful of coins that just took off here today in the last couple of hours. That's which is why I'm covering this, because a lot of people were trying to find out, how much higher is it going to go? Where are we at? What's going on? So the whole point of this is kind of figure out what's the next step. Now, here's a big picture, best case scenario here, or just good case scenario. That's where we're at right now. The price is trying to break above 50 on the SMA. So being above 50 on the SMA on the daily is very important. It's notoriously a descending type of trend pattern that you'll see oftentimes work its way down. Okay, now again, this is just an arbitrary line I just drew on the screen, but what I'm getting at is that when you have a descending type of pattern and the price breaks above that descending pattern, it's usually synonymous in a lot of ways with the 50-day SMA, and the 50 is something that's important to get back up above. So it gives us a good average here, letting us know in the last 50 days, the volume or the price, it should be right where it's at. That's a good sign. It's a very, very good thing. So being at that level or above it is good. It's not closed yet, of course. The day is still young. We got 4 more hours left, but generally speaking, it's looking like it wants to stay above that level. And that's a positive sign. Other positive too is we're up over 50 on the RSI, not overextended whatsoever. Still a lot more room for growth, as well as a MACD significant convergence here, of course, which is natural when you have such a strong downtrend to the downside. So again, all good things here from Mana. I don't see anything adverse. The only thing I do see here, of course, is fairly obvious, is just that we are likely in overtime, or we did get a reset. So we came up to a 9 here, and then see, okay, previously we hit a 9, came up to 4s and 5s, reset down to a 5, up to a 9, and now we're up to a reset, and we're +2. So hypothetically, we could see 7 and 11 more hours of continuation to the upside, because it did technically have this nice little consolidation period here. In my opinion, that wasn't enough, but you think about it, that's about 16 to 20 hours of price action in the range of 93 to 98 cents. So that was a good enough amount of consolidation. What's also important to note here is that the most recent high, not using candle wicks, there's a candlesticks there essentially, you can see that the price action got rejected, came back up to test once, twice, 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 times, and then broke above, and now it's using that as a support level. Okay, so again, what's great about this is this level here at about 93 cents should effectively be the lowest point we'll see the price in the immediate future, pending Bitcoin doesn't do anything stupid. Bitcoin's been stabilizing closer to 21,000, so that's a positive sign in the overall sense of things, whereas Mana is also showing consistency. Okay, so good stuff there. Looking at the moving averages though, we can see we're up over all of them. In fact, Sandbox just broke above the 200-day simple moving average, and Mana did something very similar here. We can see the price action come down to consolidate right at that level, that nice price point of 93 cents, and get a strong bounce. So all in all, it's a very, very good sign here for Mana. It tells us we're on the right side of the tracks. The only thing I don't love is that we're up over 70 on the RSI, but if it were to kind of just go sideways for a little bit longer, it'd be helpful just to kind of taper that off a little bit. A little overextended, of course, but once again, we can see there's been like 20 candlesticks in a row, essentially from down to up in the last 48 hours. So realistically, it is on the overextended side, so that's the one thing that's kind of holding me back from wanting to take a position. Is just that expecting some type of pullback. But again, we're early into this push. We're about 4 hours into this upside here. We could really see another 5 or 6 more hours of continuation of the upside. Again, just something as potential. Definitely no guarantees there in that sense. Taking a look at the cloud, of course, we're well above the cloud. There's no reason to want to close your open long position. If we're looking at TD sequential, once again, we're at a 4. We could see another 5 more hours of continuation. So all good stuff there from Mana. I do really like everything I see here. The increased amount of volume as well is equally as beneficial. Hopefully that can continue to push to the higher. But as we start to see these candle wicks forming, we are starting to see some selling pressure. and that does imply that we might see resistance levels soon. So taking a look at resistance, previous support level / resistance level is 110. So that's basically the highest point in which the price went previously, last year in September of 2021. And it couldn't pass that point until it just took off and went crazy. That being said, we can see the price action consolidate pretty heavily right at that level. We got a tremendous amount of volume at this price point. So we are going to see a resistance between 105, the current price point, or just say $1 and 110, because that's the resistance channel. So this little guy right here is something we got to be mindful of. So in truth, we shouldn't expect mana to continue much higher. It does look like it's facing some resistance there, some turbulence, you could say. But all in all, I do think it's probable if it were to continue to retest that a few times. What we could see is a cup and handle pattern that happens quite frequently, where you get a retest of a previous resistance / support level and effectively use that as a catalyst to squeeze sometimes some shorts, but also for the price to come above. Because oftentimes when you see these cup and handle patterns, you'll see the price come up like this, and then of course once it does break, it'll come back down to retest this level and then take off. So if we get the price to retest a couple of times, come up and break through, we can expect a retest of that previous resistance level, the new support of 110, and the price to continue higher from there. Okay, so again, all good stuff here. There's literally no downside on this coin, except for the simple fact that it's overextended. We do have 3 white soldiers here as well. This is a candlestick pattern that typically follows by a 4th red day. So be mindful, we might see some profits getting taken tomorrow and or later today. So just bear that in mind. This is not a perfect situation, but mostly good, okay? So again, that's what you're doing when you do a technical analysis, right? You're just kind of stacking the cards in one direction or the other. Like, is it pro or minus? Is it up or down, plus or minus, whatever the case, and kind of evaluating that. And right now we have a lot more positive than negative. It's just that we are a bit on the overextended side in the shorter term, the midterm more so, the 4-hour. So that to me tells me we might experience pullback tomorrow. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a red day tomorrow, but a potential retest of that level of 110 once more here in the relative near future. So something to think about, but pay attention to the cup and handle pattern. It could very well continue to break to the upside. All right, so that's kind of where we're at there. All in all, good stuff here from Mana. I like what I see. Absolutely worth investing in, of course. I think big picture, this is a coin that will probably continue to do well. I would not expect it to do as well as it did previously. I think the $3 to $4 range in the relative near future is pretty low. It's going to take a little while for this to ramp back up. It'll probably continue to go sideways roughly at this range for some time, unless we can break through that key level resistance of 110. We can consolidate above that level. Bitcoin shows a little bit more consistency, starts trending closer to 30,000. Yeah, we'll see Mana take off. That's definitely a possibility. But there's a lot of things that need to happen before we get there. All right, so all in all, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you can learn something here today, of course. If you did, comment below, let me know. I love the positive feedback. And of course, if you want to become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is a site. I've got a trading academy, community, and signal group. I do offer discounts for third world countries and military as well. Feel free to message me direct. Contact information is below as well. It's the only contact information you want to use because I will never directly message you or solicit you. All right, thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.